Well, hello everybody, this is Frogman and welcome back to Levitated. We've been trying to get a extra utilities rainbow generator up and running, which means it requires us to automate all of the secondary little bitty generators that go along with extra utilities too. So rounding out this, kind of do a little quick recap of everything we've done so far. I do have a few of the generators that I plan on using all of the time, namely the Nether Star generators, the Death generators, and the explosive generators. All of these make a reasonable amount of RF, and they're fairly easy to automate with the way that this pack is working. And I wanted them separated from everything else because they do kind of have a rather nasty little bit of a side effect, meaning that just about everything in this room, if you stand in here long enough, will kill you. So that's why we have this set up, and we have a little lever set up so that when we close that lever, the door closes and turns on those generators. So, and we're making cakes. That's always wonderful. We're making buckets of stuff and things and whatever. Hello, fly. There we go. All right, on the side of the wall over here, the last episode, we kind of started working on this floor, and these are going to be the secondary generators that we're not going to necessarily care about whether they're working or making a whole lot of, well, we care that they're working. We don't care whether or not they're making a lot of power, so we just need these things to work. So the furnace generator, of course, we're just going to use red coal. The survival generator, we're just going to use red coal. And the overclock generator, I'm going to run it off of the majority of these things with a wireless coil. Now, this is one of those things that, early on in game when you start to play with extra utilities and you get that wireless transmission system for the RF stuff that uses these little bitty RF transmitters, this is one way of powering furnaces. And also one way of using any fuel burning type thing that will accept, generally speaking, this or something like that, or the coal or wood or stuff like that. You can put this in it and automate it. And what this is going to do is it's going to make that overclock generator run. Now, it's not going to make a massive amount of power. Matter of fact, it's probably going to use more RF than it's going to produce. All I want to do is automate that thing so it doesn't stop running. That's all I want this whole system to do, is not stop running when that rainbow gen is on, because we need to be able to make some bricks. So again, over here we have a heated redstone generator and a magmatic generator and the culinary generator, which we're going to feed it some of the baked potatoes that we're peeling out of that system over there. This is another one, maybe depending on how I feel, I may automate it slightly just to make sure, because we do have a readily decent supply of food, and both of those two food types will keep that thing running reasonably well. On this side, we have the slimy generator, which we have to be able to provide slime balls and milk. Okay, the slime balls are coming from the slimy tree farmy thingy up there, and the milk, of course, is coming from this bottling machine from Immersive Engineering, because I felt like doing this. So basically what it's going to do is it's going to take the empty bucket out of there, put it under the machine is going to fill it, then put it into this chest. Once that bucket becomes empty, full, or whatever, it'll pull one of them out of that chest and put it over there. These two guys we're going to work on here in just a short minute. The halitosis generator, basically all it does is burn dragons' breath, and I have like 400 or 500 of those, and that will last for 10 minutes. So we're not really going to be concerned about this thing. It's not going to be one of those deals I'm going to run a lot, because of the fact we don't have a need for 25 million RF a tick. So frosty generator, we're just going to burn ice, which we already have a kind of a system set up over there. We set up several episodes ago. And at the end of last episode, I just went ahead and told the pink generator to run pink dye, which we are auto crafting over here. So the thing that may be is this may not be fast enough, because we're going to make pink dye from two different things. The first part is we're going to be using the double tall rose bushes, which we are going to pretty much, basically what this does is it puts I've encoded a piece of bone meal as far as a rose bush is concerned. So what happens is this interface puts a piece of bone meal in this mechanical user. That mechanical user then bone meals that rose bush. That rose bush then drops itself and stays put. And then you grind or press that through one of those machines over here to then get a whole bunch of rose red. And then, of course, we have a skeleton thing over here that is making bones, which of course you can just then grind that and mix the two together and you get the pink dye. Whether or not that whole system is going to be fast enough, I don't know. We're going to see. In reality, we just need this thing to run long enough to make all of the bricks we need to be able to make, let's see, where is this thing? It is under, been playing too many other packs lately, that button. In reality, all we need to do is be able to make enough of these little bitty rainbow ingots to be able to craft the rainbow or the portal to get us to the overworld so we can start the next chapter. So theoretically, we don't even need this past that point. We may just keep a couple of them running. So at that point, who knows? Anyhow, we've got all those sorted up there. I've pretty much got everything else ready for what I want to do today. The last two generators, they can be kind of complicated to automate, especially this one. So let's start with a potion generator. The potion generator, we're going to just do the cheap, easy way of doing that. We're going to just automate it with water bottles. I was going to go and do all the fanciness, and I know I said last episode that we don't have the machine that can do the automatic brewing. Well, we do. We do have, what is it? It's a thermal machine, and I had it looked up, and now I forgot what it's called. It is called the alchemical imbuer. This dude right here will provide potions for you. So you feed it a thing or a stuff or a whatever, and it will make a potion. The problem with the alchemical imbuer is the fact that you're going to need about 3 of them just to get a potion that's worth your time. So again, all I need is this thing to run. I don't need it to make a massive amount of stuff. I just need it to run long enough to get this whole system to start so that rainbow generator starts running. So what we're going to do is we're going to just use a fluid transposer at this point. So a fluid transposer, all I'm going to do is have it fill bottles. So we're going to do that using an endervore, which I should be able to do something about like this. And if I put a couple of buckets of water in this should produce water for us infinitely. Now, I do have one of these already set up downstairs. I'm counting on the water that's coming out of that other one for other things. So we don't want to be screwing things up. Now, in this little area here, I do want to kind of change the way we actually have this one set up because we're going to kind of make sure it feeds itself correctly. Anyhow, we're going to pull, let me see, I want to pull from there, and I want to auto input. So that should pull water once we start doing things. And if it doesn't, we can certainly do a little bit of goofing. For that matter, where is my wrench? Now it'll auto output into anything adjacent to it right there on that block. So we should fill that up full of water. We're going to fill water bottles. Now, water bottles count in this thing. However, water bottles are not all that great. We're going to have to make sure this thing moves fast enough. So you have like a split second in between each one of these to be able to get it to work. So what I want to do with this is I want to make sure that we're going to output on the bottom and we're going to input on the top. I have got to quit doing that. Water bottles and then stuff. So we're going to take a very simple thing here where we're just going to use an item conduit on the bottom and an item conduit on the side. This is going to extract, this is going to insert, and I want to separate them because of the fact that it's an item conduit. I don't need it to accidentally get confused as to what it's doing. So all I really need to do now is, if I'm lucky, do this. And I think there should be some power in this line. If not, I can get some power in this line right now. All right. Why didn't you extract? Oh, I don't want to do that. Ow. Now, I did say that those other ones were not as bad as some of the other ones. The generators that are up there. This one does occasionally spawn an endermite, and this one does occasionally put snow on the ground, so, you know, whoop-de-doo kind of thing. I want that conduit back, please. Give me back. That is not what I wanted. All right, extract. Insert. Now, likeliness here, we're probably going to have to set this to do a little bit of a quicker extract insert kind of thing. So I did go ahead and make a few of these speed upgrades. We're going to probably need a few more of them. So I'm going to start with 5 in this and 5 in this. Now, I could just extract in and out on this, but I think for that most part, we should be okay. Now, this is going to be the thing that's going to screw with us. This is the one that's going to be screwing with us because it's going to have to be worked on trying to remove those bottles as quickly as possible. To the point I may have to remove some of these out of there. But I did test this in a single-player world and where said test world. This will be fast enough once I get enough speed upgrades in it. So that part is done. Let's shut these guys off. This thing. This thing is why I have a wooden shovel with Insight 1 on it in my inventory. So we're going to go ahead and work on the next thing, which is going to be we need to set up an enchanter with some mana pylons and well, I hope that's enough speed upgrades. These are top tier speed upgrades. I don't remember exactly how many I put in it, and I can make as many of those as I want. I just have to work on it. So let's start with that little process next. So this thing is going to live probably about right there, and we're going to put a mana pylon and a mana pylon right next to it. Now, basically what this wants is it wants to have the equivalent of the max amount of bookshelves around it. And these two mana pylons will function for that little process. We're going to stick all of those in there. We're going to grab a whole bunch of... Actually, this lapis needs to come with me. I need you to do... Yeah, I was afraid. I was afraid that was going to happen. Let's check that very quickly before we get silly. Why are we not making red? Did I not put a crafting card in that? Or did we lose the, interesting. I must have lost the card. Did we not tell it how to make dye? Pink dye. I did. Why do I have two? Why do I have two? That's interesting. Well, I'll take one of those back. And we'll figure out that here in just a second. I want to go ahead and get this sorted first. So we're going to use the item conduiting that's sitting right here to feed that thing. So pretty much what's going to happen is that generator eats whatever you give it. So we're just going to do something about like this. We're going to extract on green or on brown, and whatever we feed this thing, it shouldn't pull this lapis out. It should leave it alone. Good deal. And then I need to insert on what color? Is it green? We're extracting on brown. Oh, yeah, I think I can get away with this, right? So I want to build, and I already done screwed up. I knew I should have did this. Let's go get us another shovel. I went ahead and put a recipe in here with the shovel, so we can do this. Thank you very much. And I'm gonna grab one of these because I have a feeling that I forgot to do this. I know I crafted one. Did I put it in this interface up here? Or did we break something in between episodes? I did. Huh. Okay. Well, we'll fiddle with it in just a second. All right, so that means that this is going to auto-craft a shovel for us, hopefully. And it should insert extract on brown. It should insert on brown as well. That'll go to there. There's a shovel. Now, this thing is incredibly slow. That's why we put the speed upgrades in it. So let's go ahead and bring this power over here. I hope I have enough conduit to do it. And this is going to take a while. And this was a problem that I had before, and I may have to go ahead and craft a few more of these things. But for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to let it try to craft something. Depending on what this feels like doing, it's kind of a random, just however thing. It's like a normal crafting table, or I should say enchantment table. It just picks an enchantment and it makes something out of it. Yeah, we're going to have to get a bunch more of those. Let me go ahead and kick those off. Let's see, upgrade base, make, I don't know, 20 of those, and then we'll come back. I think I have enough parts for all that stuff, so we'll just let that work. But that's how that's going to work. It's just going to pull one out of there and eventually get it over into here, and it should just place it in that. Okay, so we got XP boost on that one, insight on this one. That should run if I flick the switch. Good, and then you can have that one as the next one. Depending on what it is, depending on what kind of an enchantment it gets, is depending on how well it does. But that should be everybody except that one. Let's figure out what happened to the pink generator. Why are you not working? Pink dye, dye pink, pink dye, crafts dye with substitutions, rose red, bone meal. Why are you not working? Why we no work? Pink dye's right there. Put it right there. That's the substitutions. No, that's the substitutions. Yes. Let's put the substitutions yes in, even though it probably doesn't matter. And then you can go back down there and make pink dye. So we should see roses dropping, or we just saw a few of them dropping. That was fine. What happened? Is this not pink dye? I must have not used something that it knew. Come on, interface, work. Everything else is working. What in the world is going on with that thing? I wonder. Hello? Hello, hello, hello. There we go. I don't know what its deal was, but that's fine. Okay, cool. So those are loaded back up. This stuff should all be ready to go. So that means with a flick of 3 levers, we can turn on all of the... Will you stop opening the stupid door? Quit. Flick of 3 levers, we should have most of everything in one of these guys run at any given point in time. So if I turn that on, and that on, that means we have all of the generators up and running and ready to go. All we need to do now is build the last one. So let me shut this off. And let me shut this off because we're just wasting fuel at this point. And I think I'm going to get prepped up for the next little setup, guys. I do need to do a little bit more goofing. Namely, what we need to do is make sure that these things don't accidentally shut off because they're full for right now, which we're going to do with that. And I need to put one on the other side over there, which I don't have. And then we're going to continue on. So I'm going to go ahead and craft a whole bunch more generators and a whole bunch more stuffs. And then we can go on and get the rest of this thing going. So I'll be back with you guys in just a little bit. By the end of the day, I want that silly little rainbow generator spinning with all its silly lights out of it. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alrighty then, so I went ahead and made sure we had a whole bunch of stuff ready to go, and I hope we're recording. Okay, good, we're recording. Nice, that should all be taken care of there. We should have enough furnace generators now to do what we needed to do, and that's something I went and automated. That was one of the things straight off the bat that I just went ahead and automated because it made no sense not to, so we did all that prior to this episode. So let's take one of those, and that is one of the ones that we're going to need. I probably actually made too many. Whatever, who cares? Let's get on with the fun part. Let's see, generator. We need to make one of each, so we should be able to do that. I'm going to need a furnace. Go ahead, craft a furnace for me, please. That's where I think we probably screwed up. I actually have one too many extra, I think, of those, but that's fine. So we're going to do the survival generator, the furnace generator, a culinary generator. Let's see, culinary generator, magmatic generator, which I should be able to do. We just need a bucket so that we can get a bit of lava, which we have right here. Thank you. That should do this. All right, magmatic generator. And open these all back up again. And let's see, heated redstone generator requires one of those, which requires one of these, which requires another bucket of lava, because I forgot this requires that to requires this. So there we go there. So let's see, generator, heated redstone generator is one of these. And that is one of those. Right? No. This. What are you doing? No. This goes right there. Thank you. Okay. We don't need you. All right. Ender generator, which we should do. And the potion generator, which I believe all I need to do for that is to craft one of these. And then we can do that. Pink generator. I don't know why we're out of pink. We shouldn't be out of pink. Let's craft a bunch of pink. And then some wool. Do we have any wool hanging out? We don't. We'll go ahead and make another one of those. That'll work fine. Pink wool. One, please. Generators again. That is a pink generator. Done. And an overclock generator, which we should be good to go on that. We're out of redstone alloy. I just made a buttload of that. Redstone alloy times another 30. Let's see. Overclock generator. Back over to here. TNT generator, which I think we should have at least a little bit of TNT laying around. If not, we can sure craft some of those. We're going to use them up anyway. And we're starting on the next row. Yes, please. Halitosis gen, which I may have to make a little bit more of this. Cool. Frosty generator. Ooh, boy, we're out of snowballs. That's no fun. Well, I think we can do this. Shovel. What did you do with your shovel? Shovel, shovel, shovel. What did I do with my shovel? There it is. That is going to not be enough, is it? Yes, we're just right there. Good deal. Wonderful. Thank you. And the last one, I believe, last few, we've got another death generator, a disenchantment generator. Oh boy, I was wondering if I was out of enchanted wood. We may have to do some fun stuff with that. So slime blocks. And this is the magic of these. You can do this. Well, let me see. I should be able to just do that, right? Is that going to work? There was a way to craft these back. You do something like slime. Let's just do it the easy way. One of those. One of these. And generator. What's left? The last one we need is going to be a disenchantment generator. And that is going to require some magical wood, which I think I can just do this. And how many did we need? Because I should have a few bookcases. Can you craft me about that many of those, please? And give me a stack of this. I got plenty of XP on me right now. There's no point. Plenty. Thank you. And disenchantment generator. So this should be all of the fun stuff that we need. So there's 16 generators that we now have to use to make the bottom half and the top half of each one of these. So let's go ahead and crank this dude out. Rainbow. Bottom half. Please tell me I can craft this in a normal terminal. Seriously? Redstone crystals. We have a bunch. Just put this in here. There's the bottom. There's the top. And then in order to craft that, we have to put the generator thingy together and run it through this system over here with a what? You want the assembly laser program, and I think the laser is in this right now, so go ahead and get her done. Thank you. Taste the rainbow. Yes, sir. Rainbow generator. We're going to put this thing right here, hanging from the ceiling, probably about right where that block's at, right there. And then all we have to do is light everybody up and that thing should function. So let's start right there. There. No, don't do that. And there we go. Now we get to troubleshoot and figure out why it's not going to run. Now, there's going to be something that's going to be too slow. And like I said, likely it's going to be this thing. Right here, this is not extracting fast enough. So, let's go down here again. You craft me 10 more of those, please. I should already have some of those parts laying around, so it should just be able to make them. But then again, we went ahead and did a whole bunch of work. But likely, that is going to be our culprit, is this thing right here. It's not going to be fast enough. Everything else should be on. On, and those guys are over there running. We just need a couple of them running. Oh, you know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing now. Heh, dummy, give me another trash can. We're making sure they all run all the time. So I guess I could have just done this with a single trash can. I need at least one of these running all the time. So you are going to run all the time. Thank you very much. There we go. Now, we just need to make that one thing extract a little faster. Let's see. That. Come on. Go faster. It's directly related to this one. You can tell when it extracts it, when it doesn't extract it. I'm going to have to go get some more speed upgrades. Oh, sucker. See if that's enough. Let's do this instead. We'll put it on this one. Dude, get out of here. Get out. Come on. This was working in a test thingy. Why is it not working now? Do I need to move you up one and make this thing directly pull out of it? What are you doing? Come on. You can do it. It's filling it fast enough, it's just not extracting it fast enough, isn't it? Lovely. Do I have any more upgrades? I do have a bunch of those. Can we craft any of these? No, I don't think so. I think I'm out of that stuff. We'll go ahead and craft some more of these and we'll fiddle around with it. I think I can hold about another 2 or 3 more of them per, so we'll let that kind of run a little bit and see what's going on. Everybody's on except for this one, right? This one's running. This one's running. Pink generator's off. We're not making pink dye again. What is the problem? I don't know. I don't get it. Okay, we're going to shut some stuff off. That should be functioning, and I don't know why it's not functioning. What is going on with you? Oh, crap. I need to go shut those off. All right, let me do a little bit of fiddling with this. I'm going to get him running, and then we're going to go on to the next step. Well, we're going to go on to the next step. We'll see how much time we have, but I'm going to get it running. Ow! I have no idea what that was. No clue at all why it did that. I just keyed it up for 1,000 of it. And then it started working again. So we may have a problem with that. I don't need 1,000 of them sitting in my inventory. I want you to just work for a little bit. Okay, let's see what we got now. Everybody should be on. We'll turn this side on, this side on, and this side on. And I'm expecting again to see it flicker because of this one right here. This is not going to be fast enough for whatever reason. It's not inputting or outputting or extracting or doing whatever it's supposed to be doing as fast as it can. But we're going to try that again. And I'm going to knock down most of those just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and cap those out and cap those out. What are you doing? Oh, why are you so slow? Why are you so slow? I may have to put this thing right next to it, behind it. Let's shut these off then. The other ones can run. This one I'm going to shut off for right now because I don't know what's going on with the pink one. Let's do this. Come here, you. Get me off. Get off of this. You go right here. We're going to put you right like that. And then you import there. Input, output. Then we're going to put an input on top. Actually, no. Let's just put it on the bottom. Give me both. Input, output. And then I'm going to put an input on the bottom. And then we're going to try this. Insert. You have an extract. That way we can clear it out as quickly as we can. I hope. You go in there. And we see what we do. That's better. That's better. Yep, we're still playing with this silly disenchantment or this thing right here. It's still not. See, it's filling them as fast as it's getting them. It's just not putting them into this as quickly as it can. So again, we're going to go ahead and do always active there. And do that. And I don't know what I just did with all of those things. I thought we had like 15 or 16 of these things. Is that better? No. I want that thing to run constantly, all the time, even though I know we don't necessarily need to. Because all we're going to do is take stone burnt, put it in this thing, and it's going to sit there and slowly chew through it, but I want it to constantly do it. So I'm going to fiddle with this a little bit more, get that thing sorted, and then we'll see you guys in the next episode, because in the next episode, we're going to be building these rainbow boxes, these little ingots, and we're going to craft the next portal, and we're going to go to, well, hopefully, theoretically, go home. So there we go with a blinky rainbow generator. It's at least on and running, and I'm going to fiddle with that to try to get it to go as fast as I possibly can. And if we have to, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and make potions to make it work. But let's go shut it off, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Blinky, blinky. Blinky, blinky. Blinky, blinky.